32 seconds into the flight. The 3 liquid fuel main engines soon will throttle back to 72% of rated performance, down in the bucket, reducing the stress on
How
the
does a
shuttle as it goes
$766 million spacecraft, packed with cutting-edge tech, crash into the moon, not once but twice? Japan's iSpace promised to make history with its Resilience mission in 2025, but instead, it delivered a lunar disaster that's shaking the commercial space race. Stick around to uncover why this failure stings so bad and what it means for the future of private space ventures. Welcome back to the channel where we dig into tech's biggest scandals and business flops. Today, we are diving deep into the iSpace Resilience Crash, a lunar landing failure that's got Japan's space dreams on life support. In June 2025, iSpace aimed to be Japan's first private company to land on the moon. Instead, their $766 million mission ended in a fiery wreck. Let's open up this lunar mess, from the tech that failed to the fallout that's rocking investors. Hit that like button if you're ready for the truth. To understand this Japan space failure, we need to start with iSpace's big dream. Founded by Takeshi Hakamada in 2010, iSpace emerged from the ashes of the Google Lunar X Prize, aiming to build a cislunar economy. A fancy way of saying they wanted to make bank by ferrying payloads to the moon. Their Resilience mission, launched January 15, 2025, was their second shot at glory. The Resilience Lander, a 7.5-foot-tall beast, carried a mini rover called Tenacious, built by iSpace's Luxembourg team, plus $16 million worth of payloads. These included a water electrolyzer to test oxygen production, an algae food experiment, and even a tiny moon house art piece by Swedish artist Mikael Genberg. The big prize, a $5,000 NASA contract to collect lunar soil samples, setting a precedent for commercial moon mining. If successful, iSpace would have been the first non-US private company to nail a lunar landing, joining US firms like Intuitive Machines and Firefly Aerospace. Reuters called it a global race for the moon. But here's the truth. iSpace had already crashed once in 2023. Their Hakuto R Mission 1 misjudged its altitude by 5 kilometers due to a software glitch slamming into the lunar surface. NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter even snapped pics of the wreckage. So, with Resilience, iSpace swore they'd learned their lesson. Spoiler, they hadn't. Can you guess what went wrong this time? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Fast forward to June 5, 2025. iSpace's Resilience Lander is circling the moon at 100 kilometers, ready to touch down in Mare Frigoris, a flat basaltic plain 900 kilometers from the moon's north pole. The landing was set for 3:17 p.m. EDT, live streamed to a hyped-up crowd in Tokyo. Everything's going smooth until it isn't. At 2:20 p.m., Resilience fires its main engine to start its descent. It drops to 20 kilometers, then 192 meters above the surface. Then, silence. Telemetry data vanishes. Space News reported the lander was screaming toward the moon at 187 kilometers per hour, way too fast for a soft landing. What caused this lunar landing failure? iSpace pinned it on a laser rangefinder, a sensor meant to measure distance to the surface. CNN reported it experienced delays in obtaining valid measurements, so Resilience couldn't slow down enough. Chief Technology Officer Ryo Ujiie admitted the data showed the lander was still at 630 feet when it should have been nearly stopped. Unlike the 2023 crash, which was a software flub, this was a hardware issue. The rangefinder was a new design, swapped out because the old model was discontinued. iSpace tried rebooting the lander's computer, but it stayed silent. By 8 a.m. JST on June 6th, they called it Resilience was toast. Why do you think the rangefinder failed? Was it bad design or just bad luck? Let me know below. The iSpace Crash 2025 wasn't just a tech failure, it was a financial gut punch. Reuters reported iSpace's stock was untraded the next day, swamped by sell orders, poised for a 29% drop. With a market cap of $766 million before the crash, that's a massive hit. The $16 million in payloads? Gone. NASA's soil sample deal? Kaput. Over 500 employees, shareholders and sponsors watching the live stream in Tokyo fell silent. On X, fans vented their frustration. One user posted, 1,000 Minotaurs fall in seconds, while another wrote, Japan's iSpace spacecraft crashes on Moon, shares crater back on Earth. This wasn't just about iSpace. Japan's commercial space ambitions took a hit. The country's government, backing iSpace through the Artemis program and a multi-billion-dollar space fund, now faces questions. Professor Kazuto Saiki told Reuters some Japanese firms might ditch iSpace for foreign options like Firefly, which nailed a lunar landing in March 2025. Investors are jittery too. iSpace's chief engineer, Jeremy Fix, admitted last month they don't have infinite funds. With 2 crashes in 2 tries, trust is thin. So is iSpace doomed? Not yet. They're already planning a 3rd mission in 2027, called Apex 1.0, a bigger lander for NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services program. iSpace's US subsidiary is leading it, aiming to deliver science experiments to the moon's far side. CEO Takeshi Hakamada compared iSpace to SpaceX, which failed multiple times before dominating the launch market. SpaceX's Falcon 1 crashed 3 times before orbiting in 2008. iSpace hopes to follow that playbook, but the clock's ticking. They've got a Y10 billion loan to lean on, and Hakamada's promising transparency with a full crash report. Still, challenges are everywhere. iSpace needs to nail the root cause of the rangefinder issue, redesign hardware, and rebuild trust. Plus, competition's fierce. Firefly and Intuitive Machines are already ahead. X users like Bro Saigai Space called the 187-kilometer-h descent suboptimal, hinting at skepticism about iSpace's tech. Should iSpace get a 3rd chance, or is it time to pull the plug? Comment below. The iSpace Resilience crash teaches us one thing. Private space ventures are a high-stakes gamble. Japan's $766 million lunar dream hit a wall, but it's not game over. Whether iSpace can rise from this lunar landing failure depends on their next moves. This is why we love digging into tech disasters. They show the raw, messy reality of chasing big dreams. If you're hooked on stories like this, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell for more. Want us to cover another space flop or tech scandal? Drop your pics in the comments.